Hey, all you fine people out there, welcome to On the Porch, provided by All This Entertainment. My name is Scott Bottrell, I'm your host, and today I've got a very special guest for you. He's not only my best friend, but he's my brother, and I call him my brother. This is Jay Megginson, everybody. How you doing, Jay?
Great. Thank you.
Well, I'm so glad you came out to talk to me today, and I've been wanting to do this for a while, and I'm so glad that you accepted. So, for the people who don't know you, we need to get into a little bit about you and your history and where you came from so all these fine people can know you just as well as I do. Okay. So, where'd you come from, man?
Well,
tell us your story.
From Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I moved to Mobile when I was 10, and I've loved music my whole life. And I, went to St. Paul's here in town, and I've been in this area forever. And grew up, as everybody my age, grew up watching Will Kimbrough play guitar. So I've been a music lover my whole life. And at a very late stage in my life, I said, I'm tired of listening to music. I want to start playing it. So I started playing music, and here we are.
Well, and y'all are going to get to see this, but Jay has just a natural vocal talent that will just blow your mind. And so my question for you is where did this come from? You know, we talk to a lot of people in here that grew up singing in the church, around music their whole life. Where did your vocals come from?
I have no idea, because growing up, my house was really quiet. There was, nobody talked. It was a very quiet household. I just loved music. I remember my older brothers would, give me a ride somewhere, and they would have the radio on, and I would just absolutely love what was playing. And I don't know. I sang in high school.
I was going to say, did you sing a lot when you were young?
I sang in high school, like in the chorus and stuff like that, but never gave it another thought,
So you never had those moments of, oh my gosh, there's something here. Listening to other people, you were like, I've got something that other people don't.
Really, it's funny, and I've told you this story before, but I'll tell all you guys. I was playing and singing and butchering cover songs, which we'll get to in a little bit. But I would record on my cell phone, and I would go back and listen to it, and it just sounded horrible. And I always thought, well, I feel like I sound better than that. And so a friend loaned me his Beta 58 microphone, and I plugged it into my loud box and sang into that. And it was like this epiphany. I was like, oh, wow,
that's
not so bad. And it was one of those defining moments. I plugged it in, cranked it up, and started strumming. And it was really a defining moment. I was like, well, maybe I can do this. And then I went to a Ray LaMontagne concert.
Oh, man.
And I saw him, and that was another definer for me. It's like, he plays real simple stuff, nothing crazy.
Yeah, your vocals could carry Ray.
And I don't know about that, but I saw that concert, and I was like, well, maybe I could, sing a little bit, but that's pretty much it. No formal training or anything.
I love that, because you just didn't know. I mean, I knew the first time that we met. Like I said, Jay and I are best friends. We've been playing, what, 3.5, 4, 5? I don't know. It's been a while.
5 years.
5 years now?
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
We met out at the Frog Pond, and we were sitting around the campfire playing with Suzanne Schmidt and Lauren Murphy and Kathy Steele, and I'm not sure who else was there. I can't remember
who else was out there. It was a fun night. I remember that.
But that was like when we first met, and I remember you picked up the guitar and you started singing, and this was after listening to the Frog Pond Magic all day. And if y'all haven't been to the Frog Pond, I mean, it's just genius music all day long. And then this guy gets on, and he's fumbling around his guitar a little bit. He wasn't very confident on his guitar yet, and just starts singing, and it blew my mind. And we just connected off the bat, started playing together and practicing together. And
every Tuesday night.
Yeah, every Tuesday night. We had a little band called Prophets and Preachers for a while there.
Right. It's fun.
It was. I mean, and we both kind of came up at the same time.
Yeah.
And, but the thing was I was so far behind Jay. His style, his vocals, his singing ability are just beautiful. It's just crisp. I can't wait for you guys to hear some music.
I appreciate that.
I mean, let's get into something now, because I keep building you up here. I want everybody to hear your song. So, what's the first song you want to do?
Well, I guess the first song I'll do is a song called 29 Years. It's the
Okay.
first song off of our EP, which I forgot to bring today.
I already yelled at him.
He
off
already
camera.
yelled at me.
Didn't bring
Yeah.
his merch. I have nothing to hold up and
Yeah.
say, "Hey, buy this." But we are going to talk about that a lot, and you can get stuff on Barstow Revival, and you get his CD. But we'll talk about that here in a little bit.
So yeah, so the first song I'm going to do is called 29 Years, and it's I wrote it for my wife for our 29-year anniversary, and you know, I feel like I tell the story over and over and over again, which I suppose most musicians do, but I wrote it for our 29-year anniversary. Like many Americans in that time frame, I was kind of in trouble financially, so I literally had no money. I mean, at that point in time, when I say I was just struggling to keep my house.
Oh, I remember.
I was working 3
remember.
jobs, and I just had no money, but I had my guitar and my voice, so I wrote her
And
a
you
song.
had the love of your girls,
Yeah, man.
and Reagan, your wife. She's my sister. I
Oh,
love
yeah.
her to death. And I remember when you wrote this song. And every time you write a song back in the day when we were playing, it was like every time you wrote a new song, it just got better and better and better. And the emotion that you put into it, tapping into those things in your life. And I know we're going to get into a lot of those today, but
Right.
29 Years is a beautiful song, and what a beautiful tribute to your
Thank you.
amazing wife.
And it was I got the idea for the song. This is the funny part. It's one of my favorite lines I've ever written. Is I've got a tambourine in my back seat. I'm hitting all the bumps so I can keep the beat. I literally had a tambourine in my back seat for about a year. No idea why. I mean, I have no idea why. But every once in a while, you know, I'd hear it back there. And so I was filling Reagan's car up or something, and I saw the tambourine in her back seat. I was like, that's our love affair, you know, this
Yeah.
stupid tambourine in our back seat, you know, going back and forth. So that's where I got that line. And then I juxtaposed, what is it? Saturday night sinners and Sunday morning saints. And I did that line, Sunday morning sinners in a Friday night frame of mind
Yeah.
for the chorus. So I just kind of took it from there, and, you know, and then the second song I'm going to do is Memory. And that's another one. about our
We'll
love
talk
affair.
about that here.
Absolutely.
We're
I
gonna
gotcha.
get to
Okay,
all those.
okay.
We're gonna talk more in depth about
All right.
that. So I love this. I love all your songs. I mean,
Well,
you know
thank you.
that. I've heard them 1,000 times, and I've helped you play them 100 times. You know, and I do love this song. And what you have portrayed and what you tap into to say "I love you" to your wife is beautiful. I think one of the best times I ever saw you perform this song was after, I think it was a Page and Palette
Yes,
show.
that was magical.
It was all shut down. You
That
guys
was
were done
magical.
playing, and you took your guitar and you went out in the center of the crowd and you played that song to Reagan, and it was just, there wasn't a dry eye in the house.
I
It was
couldn't get through
beautiful.
it. I had to get
beautiful.
help to sing it. I couldn't get through it. That was to me the essence of music. You know, I mean, if you can move people, yeah.
That's what I thought too, because it wasn't just about plugging in on the microphone and playing. You went out into the crowd and you touched people in a very deep, personal way with your story.
Yeah, that was a very, very powerful moment. I remember that like it was yesterday. I'm
It
glad
was a
you were
great.
there.
It was a great moment. I love it.
was-
And we're gonna recreate that moment right now.
Well, okay, I hope so.
All right, so let's get into it, everybody. This is 29 Years by Mr. J. Megginson.
I got drunk last night and the night before. Woke up this morning laying on the floor. Lord knows, girl, I've been missing you. Lord knows, girl, I've been missing you. Look down at my arm, I got a new tattoo. All it says, love you too. Lord knows, girl, I've been missing you. Lord knows, girl, I've been missing you. 29 years in the blink of an eye. You and me, girl, just one of a kind. Sunday morning sinners in a Friday night frame of mind. Sunday morning sinners in a Friday night frame of mind. Got a tambourine in my backseat. I'm hitting all the bumps just to keep the beat. Lord knows while I drive on to you. Lord knows while I drive on to you. Hitting all the back roads, doing 135, running like I want it, dead or alive. Lord knows while I drive on to you. Lord knows while I drive on to you. 29 years in the blink of an eye. You and me, girl, just one of a kind. See, we're Sunday morning sinners in a Friday night frame of mind. Sunday morning sinners in a Friday night frame of mind. Gonna paint the town red to a black and blue. Head of the night, I'm going home with you. Lord knows when I get home to you. Lord knows when I get home to you. Gonna hold you close, I'm gonna hold you tight. I'm gonna whisper in your ear, just make it alright. Lord knows when I get home to you. Oh, Lord knows when I get home to you. 29 years in the blink of an eye. You and me, girl, just one of a kind. See, we're Sunday morning sinners in a Friday night frame of mind. Sunday morning sinners in a Friday night frame of mind. Sunday morning sinners in a Friday night frame of mind. Sunday morning sinners in a Friday night frame of mind.
We're back, Mr. J. Megginson, 29 years. I know y'all felt that, felt the feels like I always do when this man sings. Something special for me every time he sings, and part of that is because we played so much together and coming up, and I got to watch Jay develop behind the scenes, you know, in his what we call his man room. He's got this little man room that we played in all the time.
That's my happy place.
And we would get in this tiny little room and just jack everything up to 11 and just
And you know, and to date, the neighbors have never called. I
don't know how. I don't know how that has not happened. All right, so let's get into your project. Okay, so yes, you're a phenomenal singer and you do this solo stuff so well and easy, but you also have a band called Barstow Revival.
Right.
So let's talk about the band, because that's right now that's the album you got out. We want to promote that. We want everybody to see that.
I'm in a. We kind of take an approach where it's a guy named Drew Howard and myself, and then we've pulled Jeff Funk in. He's a local harmonica player who is just a complete stud.
Yeah.
So we have a bunch of different iterations of the band. So a lot of times it's duo. I like to do trio, and then we've got full band with Chris Miller, Shaggy, and
Shaggy
Ross Graham on bass.
They play with me too. Those
they're
boys
like
are
everybody's
phenomenal.
band in Mobile, so I'm blessed to have them. That's the one where I feel like a fish out of water, though. A full band is still kind of a strange experience for me.
I can understand that, and you know, again, we're friends, and I tell you this stuff all the time. You have the vocal ability and the talent and songwriting ability where you don't need a band. You can just as easily sit there by yourself with a guitar and hold a crowd's attention. Not everybody can do that. There's a ton of musicians out there that need a band. Yeah, it helps keep the attention, but you don't need that.
Well, yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
And I'm not saying anything bad about the band. I love all the people in your band. I'm just trying to give you the props you deserve, that you have this ability to tap into people's psyche with your ability.
Well, my approach when I mean, even you've heard me practice. I mean, I give it up every time I turn everything on. I mean,
it shows.
No, but I find it so irritating when you see somebody who's up on stage and they're clearly supremely talented, and they're bored as hell. They're either doing cover songs or they're just bored.
Yeah.
I don't want to pay to see that. I'm not going to stay to see it.
Yeah.
You know, if you're not having fun, I'm not having fun. So, and I take that approach. I mean, dude, when I practice, even when I'm by myself, I'm full on, full tilt. I can't imagine. I mean, it's a gift, and I'm not going to waste it, and I'm not going to waste my time, and I'm not going to waste your time either.
And see, I excuse me. Again, that's one of the things I love about you, because you're like me, and we both came into this really late in life.
Right.
You know.
Right.
We both have careers and raised families, and we went through all that, and now that our kids are older and we got more time on our hands, now it's like, all right, let's be rock and roll stars.
Let's do this. Yeah, I mean, I wrote my first song when I was 50 years old. You know?
Yes. Country song?
Country song gone bad,
Song
right.
gone bad. Are we going to hear that one today?
You know, we should. I think we should, but
Okay.
you're the boss. I work for you and Jody.
Jody is manager over there. She's watching behind the scenes, giving him the evil eye.
Absolutely.
If he doesn't do the right
telling me,
stuff.
like, shh.
Well, since your manager's here, we better get to this stuff. This is the important stuff. So, where can we find you? You got a website?
We've got a website. We're working on it. It's just barstowrevival.com.
Okay. Easy to remember?
Yes, and then we've got a Facebook, you know, Barstow Revival. I've got my Facebook, Jay Megginson, which I post, and I'm gonna start doing videos of you know, new songs that I'm writing. Jody's gonna help me do that.
Nice. So you can find him. I mean, just look up Barstow Revival or Jay Megginson. Hit him up online. Can we get the CD on barstowrevival.com?
You can get that on SoundCloud.
Okay, so SoundCloud.
And it's Barstow. It's not Barstool. Everybody always wants to say Barstool. It's Barstow, like Barstow, California, is what the band is named after. So anyway.
So get on to SoundCloud and check this album out. You're going to hear a few today, but you need to go and just go and dig a little deeper for this man. Okay, so and also, are you on PayPal, Venmo, all those platforms for money? Where can people throw money at you, Jay? Oh, look at him! Look at his manager. He doesn't even know what he's talking about here. Come on now, Jay.
I've got a PayPal and a Venmo. Yeah. Just on Jay Megginson. Yeah.
All right.
I don't know.
He's going. He wants you to work for it, people. You gotta find him to give him money.
Well, you know, honestly, in all honesty, during the COVID stuff, a lot of musicians who do this full time have been having to do, you know, the virtual shows for their living, and I always found it would be. We've had this conversation. Look at that butterfly right there. Isn't that cool? It would be.
He's like a raccoon with something shiny. He gets distracted. I got to keep him on task here. Come on, Jay.
I felt it would be very disingenuous for me to be asking for money, you know, for virtual tips throughout all this, because I've got a job, you know. I've got a very good job.
I agree with you. I'm the same way.
I haven't really pursued all that stuff, but if you want to pay me, you can.
He doesn't mind. We try to promote that because most of the artists we hear don't have a career. You know, you and I
so pay them,
are very
not
different
me.
than most people because we got jobs at home that able to pay our bills. But there are a lot of them that out there. So this would be a great time for service announcement to support your local music. And you've seen them all on here on our porch, and you see how amazing all these artists here, just like Jay here. And we owe it to them to keep the arts alive during this time, because just like restaurants and bars and businesses that are closing. You're going to start losing these amazing artists that we have around here. They're going to start giving it up, and they're going to go get a regular job, and you're not going to hear them again. So
like on my, anytime I do a post on Instagram or Facebook, I say, support live, local, original music and musicians.
Yes.
And the places that support them.
Yes.
So, and I mean that. I mean, it's important because this area, I've traveled all over the country. In this area, the music here is every bit as good as Athens, Austin.
I'm telling you.
I mean, it's just fantastic.
We have a special scene
and very eclectic. I mean, it's not just country or just rock. I mean, it's just very, like Sergio's band. I mean, those guys are phenomenal. You know? And I mean, it's just.
I tell you, I've been trying to beg him to come let me do an interview with Sergio. One of these days, I'm gonna drag him down here.
I'll interview him. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to do that.
We'll do that on my deck.
All right, let's get into the next song. People need to hear this. We need to hear and we need to feel the J. What's our next song we're going to do?
I'm going to do the second song off of our EP called Memory. A former friend came up to me in a bar one night and said, "Oh my gosh, that just tastes like an old memory."
Yeah.
And I took that line, and the next day I was just strumming, and I came up as some funky version of a G chord. And that one came real quickly.
Yeah.
It was just kind of, and again,
I was going to ask you about that because I ask everybody that's on here, and I know I'm asking you questions I know the answers to already. Right. I know, but
I've got new stuff for you.
Everybody else has got to want to know too. But how does these songs come to you? What's your writing process?
Well, what I do now, I typically will noodle. I'll be watching football or hanging out with my family or watching car racing or something, and I'll have my guitar. I try to have my guitar with me as much as possible, and I'll just noodle. And if I find something that I like, I'll go out to my man room, I'll loop it, okay, and then I'll record it on my cell phone for like 5 minutes. And so I have a long drive to and from work, so I'll just listen to it on my phone, and then I get the lyrics going. And so that's my process.
Okay.
When I first started, it was just kind of a hodgepodge of stream of consciousness lyrics, but like Damascus, that one haunted me. That one was completely different.
I remember when you first played that one.
That song was completely different. I thought about it first thing when I woke up, going to sleep all day long. I daydreamed about it.
That's when you know you had something.
Couldn't shake that song, and it took me weeks and weeks and weeks to finally finish it. And
see, it was the lucky thing for me back in the day because you were a new artist that nobody knew of. But every Tuesday I got to sit in your man room and I got to hear this genius, brilliant stuff coming out of you. That every time I was just like, this guy is going somewhere. I mean, every damn time. I'd write a song and I'd be like, oh, this is cool. And then Jay'd be like, I got a new song, and I'd be like, God, you suck.
I've heard that a couple times.
My song's crap. Throw that guitar away. That's what it felt like every damn time.
Hardly, man. Pretty Birds, man. That's just, I can't wait for you to play that. I want to learn it.
Well, let's get into Memories. Okay. So everybody, this is Memories by Mr. J. Megginson.
Tastes like an old memory. Looking back, you and me, when the creek ran cold, trees hung low, hearts beat fast, time went slow. Hearts beat fast, time went slow. Smells just like an old memory. I was just 23, your arms full of books, red dress on, came in the room like a beautiful song. Came in the room like a beautiful song. Took you away from your mom and dad, gave you all I had. We drove home naked and we drank champagne. Then we made love in the pouring rain. Then we made love in the pouring rain. Then we made love. Then we made love. Then we made love. Then we made love. Tastes like an old memory. Looking back, you and me, when the creek ran cold, trees hung low, hearts beat fast, time went slow. The hearts beat fast, time went slow. Hearts beat fast, time went slow. Hearts beat fast, yeah. Time went slow.
Oh, we're back. What did I tell you? I know that every time you're falling more and more and more in love with this man, just like I did. It was beautiful, as usual. All right, so we got to get into the important questions, okay?
Sure.
And I know that your amazing and beautiful wife, Reagan, would want me to ask you this question because I think it's the important one. So why do you love Justin Bieber so much? This man's got a shirt, Justin Bieber's shirt and everything.
And I will wear it to a gig. It is the big joke in the family. Reagan will say, play J. Biebs in the middle of a gig. And I'm like, no.
One of these days you need to learn one and just play it for her.
Actually, he does have one song that I do like. I can't remember the title of it,
now
so,
here we go. Here we go.
So,
The truth
actually, I
is
like his
coming
hair.
out.
You know, I can't believe you asked that.
Well, it's the important questions. I told you I'm going to get you the gotcha questions today.
Well, I wear the shirt at gigs. She didn't think I would, and I got another one. Oh gosh, who is it? I think it's Britney Spears or something. You know, and it's in pink letters, and I've worn that out too. And she's like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll wear it."
I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. All right. I'm sorry. I got off track there. I shouldn't be
classic,
bringing
though.
up your favorite musicians. So let's talk about the album. Okay, let's get back into Barstow Revival. deal.
Okay.
So you guys are playing everywhere. Like you got a pretty heavy schedule right now.
Yep.
Like we talk to a lot of people that aren't playing right now, and I mean it's a testament to how wonderful you all are. But you guys got a lot of gigs coming up.
Yeah, the end of August, and we're booked out through. I think we're getting into October. We're getting booked up.
Yeah.
Just try to gig as much as possible. That's the advice that everybody gives me is just get as much mic time as you can.
Well, and I know all this because I know you, but you have this beautiful family and these 3 just amazing girls and stuff. How are you juggling your career and music and your family and everything?
I don't sleep much. I will say my family's behind me 100% as long as I spend time with them.
Yeah.
And that's first and foremost. And so when that starts getting a little dicey, then I have to back it off. But, they've been great. They support me 100%, because, I'm a good husband and good dad, and I provide for them. So, that's first.
You have an amazing family. They become my family, and I love each and every one of them.
So that's first, and when the music gets in the way of that, then it's not okay anymore. And then the second thing, I've got the best boss on the planet, and she supports me too. And all I have to say is, hey, Karen, I got to leave a little bit early on this day. And she's like, fine, no worries. So she's completely supportive. So that's how we make it work, But
and she has you come in because there for a while you were bringing your guitar in. And
Yeah. I was playing when COVID first started, and I work in a hospital. I'm a physical therapist. And so it was interesting because our caseload went down. And so rather than send people home, they were getting us to do, looking at expiration dates of catheters in the hospital and stuff. I mean, it was
that sounds real interesting.
It was not interesting at all. And so Karen Ninstall is my boss, and she said, well, why don't you bring your guitar and play for everybody? I'm like, sure, And so I walked around a couple times in the hospital and played, and it was just
made fans.
It was fun. I had a lot of fun.
I've watched you do that for years now because we used to host open mic at Traders. That's where you and I first started really playing out and cutting our teeth.
Yeah, cutting our teeth, exactly.
Trekking equipment up a flight of stairs and felt like 20
Going
miles.
up is fine, but at the end of the night, that's when it really sucks.
It was horrible. It was good when we first started because we had 2 little tiny amps.
All right.
But by the end of it, we had a whole damn
powered speakers,
stage setup coming up there. But so I watched you. Like it was so beautiful back in the day because you would it was like every time we played, you made one fan. And then they would just become these Jay super fans that they would come to hear you play time and again. They'd be calling you on the side and wanting to hear things at home. But it's just it's a testament of your vocal abilities and your songwriting abilities.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. It's fun. I mean, I've always loved music, like I said, and I thought about writing a long time ago, and I talked myself out of it because I said I didn't have anything to say. Now I've got a lot to say.
Have you noticed since you became a songwriter, is there a level of, mental well-being and healing that you've done, letting out some of these emotions and pin up things that have been in there for a while, coming out in music?
Oh, for sure. I try to keep my themes universal. Because I find when people get too focal on their theme, it can, I think it detracts from the song. So I try to keep my themes universal, love and, I've got a song right now that I'm working on. It's an FU song, just trying to process some stuff there. But yeah, I mean, I just try to keep it real, keep it honest. I heard your interview with Molly Thomas, and I love what she said. It has to be from the heart. It has to be sincere. Yeah. And when it's not, it's obvious. I think it's obvious. I can see it a mile away when I hear people play.
Yeah, for sure. It's just like even a good artist like yourself on an off night, people can't connect in that deeper way if you're not connecting with that stuff in a deep way. Those distractions can get us every time.
Right. So to answer your question, family first, and then, but again, my boss has just been amazing with all of this, and
I'm glad she is because,
she's great.
And I'm glad your family's so supportive because we wouldn't have Jay Megginson.
Well,
We wouldn't
I
have
appreciate-
Barstow Revival. We wouldn't have the music that you bring to the world. And I love that.
I'm trying to get Sarah Catherine to sing.
His daughter, it's something in the family. His daughter is
Yeah,
mind-blowingly
she's got
talented, and I've got to beg her to
Yeah.
come and sing, and it's ridiculous because she deserves to have a voice everywhere. herself.
Absolutely. She sent me something. Like I told you, she sent me that Civil War song. My daughter took voice lessons for years, and we would never sing for us. You know, they didn't have
She's
like.
still like that.
Yeah, I know. She would never sing for us. And here's my dad moment. Sorry, I got to share this with y'all. I'm driving home, and this is back when I took the Bayway home, and I get a voice memo from Sarah Catherine, and you know, I look at it, I'm like, well, okay. So I tap it, and my daughter's singing the Civil Wars from this valley, a cappella. And I mean, I'm just like, tears are just running down my face. It was just the most gorgeous thing I've ever heard.
It is. She's something special, Jim.
Yeah. And then she sent me something a few weeks ago, actually, that you haven't heard. It's Black Coffee. It's a jazz standard that she's singing a cappella, and it is just recorded it on her cell phone, and it sounds like it's on a CD. It's not fair.
Well, when you go home today, and I remember last weekend, I told her that she has to come
Right.
sit on my porch and sing and play with me,
Yeah.
and she said she would.
She
and
said
I
she
told
would.
her
We'll
I
hold
would
her to it.
cry if she didn't do it.
Well,
I
we've
was
got
gonna
her
be
on video
sad.
now. I mean,
Well,
yeah,
she's not going to see
yeah.
this for like 3 weeks,
Right.
but when you go home, you
Right.
tell her that she's supposed to come sing with me. I'm going to get her to come out some more.
I want her to get her out too. I know, so I want to record with her.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get back into Jay. I love your daughter, but let's get back into Jay.
Okay.
What's the next song we're going to be doing?
I don't know. What do you want?
I want Lifeline.
Lifeline. Okay.
One of my I mean, Jay has all these favorites of mine because I mean, I've heard him and I play with him, but Lifeline was the first song that you wrote that when it gets to the end, when you start your crescendo, I would feel feels that I hadn't felt in a long time. I mean, it just gives, every time that you sing that song, it gives me chills, and I want to run up on stage and I want to sing it with you as loud as I can every time.
Yeah, that song I wrote. One of my daughters was in Charleston in college, and you know, as college age kids are wont to do, just making a bunch of stupid decisions and acting like a fool. And so we were on the telephone one night really late, and it was a very contentious argument, discussion. And she was trying to tell me some things, and I didn't quite react the way she had expected me to.
Yeah.
So it was a really hot discussion, actually. Ended up hanging up on each other. And it's one of those moments as a father, you know, where you want to reach through the phone 600 miles and slap the ever-living crap out of her and hug her at the same time. And so I wrote the song very quickly after that. And
That's probably why it's so powerful.
yeah,
because
I
came
struggle to get
fast.
through it sometimes, actually.
I
But
could feel that.
she's good now. And
Oh,
that's-
she's amazing and she's beautiful.
She is.
I love
She's
her.
so good. She's great now. And so,
But you know, I guess in the end, her going through that gave you this song. So
Gave me the
you
song.
should thank her for screwing
yeah,
up.
yeah. And she's cool. When she hears it, she knows it's about her. And she's, you know,
Well, it's one of my favorites.
Well,
so
I appreciate
I'm
that.
real excited to hear it.
I played that out in California for a house concert out there, and it had the same experience. A bunch of people were just
Yeah.
that one hit them, and it was the power of music. You know,
It is,
it was
man.
just like there was dead silence after that song, and
It's what you always did. That was
was
the thing about
amazing.
us playing, and it's what I hated playing with you because you know I came way late. I don't have that natural vocal talent you did, so I've been just chugging along like a train for years trying to catch up. But every time you'd play, I would get done with a song, and then you'd play, and man, you'd have the loudest bar. Dead silent.
I wish
I
that
mean,
were
just
true.
dead silent.
I wish that were true because I've played the Lifeline song, and I am giving it up. I mean, I am spewing my soul, and I'll finish the song, and people are watching NASCAR and smoking, and they have
You
their
just
backs
got to
to
get
me.
their
Yeah.
attention. You just got to yell at them first.
Yeah.
Hey, listen to me.
I know. I'll
Listen
never
to every
forget.
damn word I say.
I played that in a bar one day, and literally, I gave it up. It was the best performance of that song I'd ever done, and all I saw was backs and NASCAR, and I was like, oh man, really? So
hard to compete with that old NASCAR, man.
well, it is, it is. But
well, let's make super fans out of it right now. So, without further ado, Mr. Jay Megginson, this song is called Lifeline.
I don't wanna be here no more. Told you 100 times before. So far behind that I can't keep score. I don't wanna be here no more. You told me that you'd make it all go away. Now much more for us to say. We've all got our demons, but hey, you told me that you'd make it all go away. Keep on fighting the night through. I'm leaving soon and I'll be with you. Keep on fighting the night through. I'm leaving soon and I'll be with you. Throwing you a long lifeline. Hope you get a hold of you in time. At some point we gotta draw that line. Throwing you a long lifeline. Keep on fighting the night through. Leaving soon and I'll be with you. Keep on fighting the night through. Leaving soon and I'll be with you. Gonna hold hands and we'll walk out to a brand new day. Gonna hold hands and we'll walk out to a brand new day. And the sun is gonna shine on your face. And the sun is gonna shine on your face. I'm gonna be with you real soon. I'm gonna be with you real soon. Gonna hold hands and we'll walk out to a brand new day. Gonna hold hands and we'll walk out to a brand new day. And the sun is gonna shine on your face. And the sun is gonna shine on your face. I'm gonna be there soon. I'm gonna be there soon for you. I'm gonna be there soon for you. And the sun is gonna shine on your face. And the sun is gonna shine on your face.
All right, we're back, Mr. J. Megginson. So we won't. Sorry, we're still talking about something here that we went on break. Well, let's move on from that, though.
I did the J. Beebs cover.
No, we're not gonna do that.
I don't think I have rights. Never mind.
All right, so let's recap a few things here. You can get Jay Megginson's album, Barstow Revival, at barstowrevival.com. You can throw him money at Venmo and PayPal, if you can find him, because he doesn't know his own called signs.
Who knows? SoundCloud.
You're amazing. It's SoundCloud. We can get everything on SoundCloud. So get on SoundCloud and support this man. I'm telling you, what you hear today is only a tip of the iceberg. And get on his website, see when he's playing, because Jay's actually playing everywhere right now. And you need to go out and give him some little love and a little support.
That would be cool.
I mean, that's what we all thrive on. That's why we're musicians, is so we can play something amazing and you can connect with it and say, I love that. This is why.
Right.
That's why we do it.
A buddy of mine said, I would rather play to 10 people who are listening than 100 people.
Yeah, of course.
I couldn't agree with him more on that. So
I mean, that's where it's at. I mean, that's why we're doing it. We're storytellers. And, want people to hear that story.
Absolutely.
There's so many things that we could talk about. I'm not going to hit you with any more gotcha questions.
You can.
But I really do want to tell you how much I love you and I love your music.
Well, back at you.
And how much I appreciate you being my friend at a very important crossroads in my life and helping me to where I am today. Because if it wasn't for you and I sitting there practicing every Tuesday for a year and then starting up open mic at Traders, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Well, for starters, we're not done yet.
We're not.
No.
And we got a long way to go, but
absolute pleasure.
But it really launched just even me where I am today.
Yeah.
And I owe that to my brother going out there and screwing up songs with me. And
well, if it weren't for you were the one who pushed me up on that stage at Old 27 at
our first time playing out. That's right.
That was my first time playing out ever, and I was terrified. I was actually petrified.
We're like, Stephen Lee Veal gets up and just rocks it out, and he's like, "You're next." It's like, how are we supposed to? This is the first time we've ever played out. You want us to play after you, Stephen?
If you guys haven't heard Stephen Lee Veal, he's a brilliant songwriter, brilliant singer.
And he has this finger pick and slap style that's just—it's
just gorgeous.
It's gorgeous.
And so Scott's like, "Okay, we're playing at Old 27 tonight." I'm like, "No, we're not." And he goes, "Yes, you are." And I'm like, ugh. And my favorite guitar is broken, so I'm playing another guitar. And right before us, Stephen Lee Veal gets up and plays 6 of these just
ungodly good
gorgeous songs, and I had butt pucker so bad, man. It was terrible. It's terrible. But we knocked it out.
We got through it. We got through it.
Yeah, it was good.
And it launched many years of fun, and here's to many, many more.
Cheers.
A lot of creation. And I'm so glad that even though it's late in life, I'm glad that you started, because you got so many years left.
Yeah, I hope so.
Your story.
Cleaned up my act. I'll tell you that much.
You have cleaned up your act. I'm so proud of you, brother.
Thank you.
So proud of you. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us today.
It's been a blessing and a pleasure. Thank you.
Before we get into the final stuff here, let's talk about this last song you're going to do, because this one is the special one, in my opinion, and most everybody that hears its opinion. It's called Lie to Me.
Mm-hmm.
And it was one of those ones that you used to play out that would seriously quiet a bar. I've seen it happen probably 50 times, where nobody's listening to anything anybody's saying. You start playing that song, and after about 30 seconds, dead silent. That's how good this song is, and it's how beautiful this song is.
This is one of those songs that you can't half-ass. I mean, it's just, and I never do, but I mean, it's just a classic example of you got to give it up when especially on this song. It's about the perspective or the point of view of the song is being cheated on from a man's perspective, and it is.
It may be from a man's perspective, but it's
I think the emotions are universal.
The emotion is
for
universal because I've seen just as many women connect with it than a man
Yeah,
does.
yeah. I mean, it's just, you know, like I said, I try to keep my themes universal. And I can't tell you how many times people have grabbed me after a set or a show and said, you know, that song really resonated with me. And I always say, first thing I always say is, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that resonated with you, but pain is life, you know? I mean, it's part of life. And
It is.
you know, it's just, it's what you have to experience that. And like one of my daughters is going through a painful situation right now. And, you know, you can't micromanage it. You just got to let them negotiate through it. And
sometimes you can't feel glory if you don't go through some pain first.
for sure. And that's what this song is all about, you know? And it's, you know, it's a real quiet, subdued song. You know, a lot of times you can barely hear the guitar, and that's by design, you know? I mean, it's not.
This is one of those songs where you could almost do it a cappella
Right.
and be just as powerful.
Right. I'm getting ready to record it, and I think I'm going to use some cello and violin on it, and
just little
just
tiny.
real
You don't need
quiet.
a lot on
Yeah, it's
that
not
song.
a real boisterous song.
I've been telling him this for a long time. I'm one of those guys that he gets done playing, I'll call him up and be like, all right, here's what you did wrong. Here's what you need to change.
I get this litany of things that I need to work
I'll
on.
be
and I
like, this,
do.
you are awesome and I loved everything, but this is what you need to do next time.
But you know, the interesting thing about this song in particular is I lost it. I lost it for about
You did.
for about 2 years.
Yeah.
I couldn't play it. I just completely, when I wrote it and I was first playing it, I was not thinking about it. And I started overthinking it about tempo and rhythm, and it just destroyed the song. And I've just recently gotten to the point where I can play it again. And it's bizarre. I can't figure it out. It wasn't vocally, it wasn't like I wasn't feeling it. It was just like for some reason I couldn't play it.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried strumming it, and I couldn't do that. I tried using effects
I
on
think
it.
you're 100% right because it was the simplicity of it in the beginning
it's
that
just
made
super
it
simple.
And that was the thing. You
Yeah.
cannot overproduce that song.
No.
It's not,
I mean, it's
doesn't
just
need it.
stripped down. I mean, there's no other way to do that song, and it was killing me because I love it, but I couldn't play it. I mean, literally for 2 years, I just couldn't do it. And then all of a sudden, I was in my man room one night, and I'm, you know, just like, I'm gonna do this, and got on my metronome, and you know, got all that BS out of the way.
Do you remember the night that I came over with the looper and showed you what you were doing with that song?
Yes, that was amazing. That was I actually work like that now.
Do you?
Yeah, I do work
Good,
like that.
good.
Well, I practice with, you know, I used to be a competitive cyclist, and in order to be a good cyclist, which I think I was, you have to be disciplined.
Yeah.
You know, every time you throw your leg over that bicycle, you've got to have a goal, you know, whether you're working on speed, endurance, whatever. And I do that with my guitar. Every time I pick it up, unless I'm noodling, you know, I'm working my ear, or I'm working on, you know, tempo with my earphones, or I'm doing the trick that you showed me.
Yeah.
What he showed me was I was finger picking, and I'm not a very good finger picker, and I would lose my rhythm. And so Scott came over one night and said, well, you know, put it on the looper, sing the song, and then listen to it. And it was terrible, you know, so I worked it out. And that's what makes us work, because you're honest with me.
It was just a tempo issue, and that was why you couldn't connect with the song anymore, because there was a tempo issue that you were losing between the finger picking and the vocals.
Right.
And again, I think it was because you were overthinking it.
I was
Back
getting
in
in
the
my way.
day, it was just simple.
Yeah.
Just simple. And you guys are going to hear that now. So. All right, so we got to get into this next song. But first, again, thank you so much, my friend, for coming in. I know you're a busy man all the dang time, and I'm just glad that you're sitting here next to me. And I'm glad that you're my brother and you're my best friend. And
Likewise,
thanks
man.
for everything
Love
that
you,
you've
man.
done. I love you too, brother. All right, so everybody, you know I like to leave you with a positive message, and today I'm going to leave you with this, and that is, it is time to spread a little love. I want to play one for you later. I just wrote a song called Spread the Love, and I'm really getting tired. I know y'all are too. You're getting tired of the trolls and the haters out there on Facebook. It's time to turn off the hate machine. It's time to spread a little love. It's time to spread a little hope. It's time to spread a little joy. It's time to spread something, Be nice, be kind, be loving, say something nice, try to compromise. Stop just pushing everybody away because they think differently than you. There is no left side. There is no right side. There's only one side, and that's our side. Everybody needs to be on that side. We cannot move forward as a society. We cannot get better as a society if we don't work together and compromise. And that is the problem we're having right now. Stop the divisiveness. Let's get together, everybody.
If you have a common goal, can I chime in on that?
Please.
I tell everybody, Jody's tired of me saying it, quit watching the news, okay?
Yeah.
And all the haters on social media, the best thing you can do for them is don't engage.
Yeah.
Don't engage. And like Scott says, be kind.
Be kind.
Random acts of kindness. I know
Yeah.
that's such a trite saying, but if you really buy into that, it really works.
It's just as simple as opening a door for a sweet little old lady, or even just another dude. I do that. I mean, it's just common, little tiny common courtesies.
For sure, man. I couldn't agree with you more. And
Call
thank you
a little
for that.
old lady, young lady. They will love you forever when you do that. They're
Sure,
like,
man.
well, here you go, young lady. Let me open that door for
Absolutely,
you. Just
but-
do something nice and kind and positive.
Yeah.
Because that's what we need right now. We don't need you telling us to think this way or that way, or wear a mask or don't, or give me my guns or take away. We don't need any of that crap right now. We need, I love you, man. Thanks for being a great human being, and let's move forward together.
Yeah, and if somebody has some funky opinion, they're just opinions, and just don't. And it's okay to express your opinion, regardless of whether or not you agree with it. It's an opinion. Leave it alone.
Yeah.
Just
compromise,
leave it alone.
people. We got to compromise. All right. So from all of us here at All This Entertainment, this has been On the Porch. I'm Scott Bottrell. And again, Mr. J. Megginson.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for coming in. All right, everybody. Show the love. I'm showing the love to you. Have a great day.
Lie to me, lie to me. Lie to me, lie to me. Tell me something I wanna hear. Head on my shoulder, whispers in my ear. I know he's waiting for that little call. Know he's in the shadows. You know I've seen it all. Lie to me, lie to me. Lie to me, lie to me. Go ahead and say it to my face. Looking for the truth, and I don't see a trace. What do you tell him when I'm not here? Whispers everywhere, your conscience seems so clear. Lie to me, lie to me. Lie to me, lie to me. Let's lie to ourselves and say that it's alright. My heart broke with vows when I saw the light. Lie to me, lie to me. lie to me, lie to me. Go ahead and say it to my face. Looking for that truth, and I don't see a trace. 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 No. I'm looking for that truth. Looking for that truth. And I don't see a trace. Lie to me, lie to me. Lie to me, lie to me. Lie, lie.
But actually, that one song that he does, I really,
You were drinking. I was really hoping he was going to launch that water out of his
I
mouth
really
when I said
dig.
that.
I wish I could remember the name of the song. I mean, I really like it. I think it's good, but
Is it Baby Baby or
No,
Baby
hell
Baby
no. It's
Me
like
and You Baby, or
TikTok
how
or
about
something.
Baby and Me? It's something with
TikTok,
Baby.
It's about time, and I think it's a good song. But you know, oh, I know. Something tells me I'm going to be mocked for my remaining
your
days
life.
for this.